Hey friends, welcome to this video which is called The Absolute Truth About Switchblade Pompadour. So, Switchblade Pompadour, a lot of people seem to really like that song. I'm not sure why, but we get requested. We close a lot of shows out with it over the years. Blue Teadrops has had fun with that. And the story about that song is, it's not about me. It was never about me. I was never that cool in high school. I had more of a Bruce Foxton mullet with the spiky top at the beginning of high school, and by the end I had more of a George Jones flat top. So I wasn't, running around having gang fights with hot rod gangs and stuff in high school. And but the story about that was, by the time I was 19 or so, I was way deep into rockabilly. Had been earlier too, with, in the early 80s with Clash and the Stray Cats and Shakin' Pyramids, and a lot of other great bands came out of the 80s, but Blasters and X. But I had a buddy who, my buddy Edison, who played drums with Weird Paul Petrosky in the Pittsburgh area, and he and I both we hit it off pretty well, and he and I both loved old pop culture. We were all about pop culture, old movies, and one day we were hanging out and talking, and we started talking about juvenile delinquent films, and we were saying, I was saying, boy, I sure do love those juvenile delinquent films. He goes, oh yeah, man, the hot rods. And I was like, oh yeah, dude, the chicks and the gang fights. And he was like, yeah, and the switchblades. And I was like, yeah, and the pompadours. And then he goes, and the Switchblade Pompadours. And I thought that was really funny. So I thought about that after we left and over the next couple of days, and I started thinking about, it would be funny to make a theme song for a fictional juvenile delinquent film called Switchblade Pompadour, and then, play it for Ed when I saw him. Well, this was like during the summer when we were both home for college or whatever, and I never really saw him again after that. Actually, we both went our separate ways, but I had written this song, Switchblade Pompadour, and so it was kind of influenced by a lot of songs of that era. Money Honey by Elvis, and My Baby She's Gone by Jack Scott, and like Smoking in the Boys' Room by Brownsville Station, kind of that, school's a prison idea. And so I wrote this song for him, and never really saw him again. So I had this song in my back pocket for a couple of years, and then when I ran into Rick and Randy in Chicago years later, and we were trying to start a band, I pulled this song out, and had that same kind of intro. My baby, she is gone from me. That kind of thing. And so I just told Rick, I said, you play Rock This Town on the bass, and Randy, you play Smoking in the Boys' Room, and then I play Money Honey, and then we have them. So I started singing the lyrics, and got to the chorus. I'm trying to think how this happened. I think that was the chorus, and the whole thing was really slow, and I played it for them, and when it was all over, I thought they would be amused or impressed, and Rick said, is that it? And I was like, yeah, that's it, dude. And he said, what if we go bonk, 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 and we just solo. So that's what ended up happening, collaboration on the fast part. But really the song is a fictional title song to a fictional juvenile delinquent film that hasn't been done yet. And I totally ripped off a bunch of tunes to make it. So call it inspiration, shall we? And so if anybody wants to know how to play that song, it's just so easy. It's just an E chord, slid in half below, and then the chorus is E, E, A, G, G, F sharp barred there. And then when you get to the solo, it's just bonk, 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 and then the bass is just doing the, and I'm just ignoring all the changes and playing in everything open in E. On and on. Switchblade Pompadour, that's it. That's the absolute truth about it. Written probably in 1988, 89. I don't really know. There it is. See you around, friends.